Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 4 of Along the Edge. Today, we will tackle chapters 5 and 6 and see what happened from the last chapter. Last chapter, we fumbled. Mostly every type of romantic / friendly interaction we have, but today, let's hope I bring about a different change. Anyways, without wasting any more of your time, like and subscribe, share if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And let's get on to the video. Chapter 5, December. I'm getting ready to go to the market when I hear the car coming up the lane. To my surprise, a large black sedan parks in the yard. When I see a large gray-haired figure emerge from the driver's side, I realize it's Yves. To be honest, more than 1 month after the cocktail party, I'd given up waiting for him. He waves to me, go around the car, takes a big bow from the passenger seat, then walks in my direction. He brandishes the fowl like a trophy. Good morning, Daphne. As you can see, my daughter and I have been working very hard. Wasting your time. Listen, Yves, you're wasting your time. I don't want my home open to strangers. Please, I insist. And I told you no. We've prepared a very attractive package for you, I promise. I don't need money. I don't know though, because I'm trying to get a good ending. And the end of last chapter really scared me off. I'll let him explain himself. You've got 2 minutes to convince me. You won't regret it. The financial setup is very interesting, you see. He rummages around in a fowl balanced precariously on his knee. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Mr. Patina walking up the lane, a rifle in his hand. Hello, Miss Daphne. Miss Maltera. He stands at my side, gun in hand, as if ready to use it. Are you alright? I hope Mr. Maltera isn't bothering you. Listen, Gerard, I was just chatting with Miss Delator. Would you mind giving us some privacy, please? Not sure. I don't want to push too hard to the point where it automatically decides, oh yeah, he's gonna take the money anyway. Nah. He was just about to leave. Mr. Martyr was about. We hear a car coming up the lane and direct our attention to the entrance of the yard. Who is that? Is that my mother? A small rental car drives in and parks near the front door. A tall, middle-aged woman climbs out the car and walks towards us with an assured pace. It is my mother. I can see it's high time I got here. Looking at Yves, she says, hello, Daphene. Gerard. Yes, madam. Please fire a warning shot, will you? Mrs. Bertini looks at me, waiting for a confirmation. As I don't react, he complies and fires it into the air. His smile's gone. Yves watches my mother warily. Look, Sophie, be reasonable, would you? We haven't seen each other in 30 years? Do you really want? Completely ignoring Yves, my mother turns to Mr. Patina. Gerard? Yes, madam. I authorize you to fire a second shot at Yves if he hasn't left the property within 30 seconds. Very well, madam. Then, Please take my luggage up to the yellow bedroom in the west wing. Of course, madam. Oh, it's in Gil birthday over. Please, I'd like to make her a coffee. I'd like her to make us a coffee. I need to talk to my daughter. I follow Mom into the living room. A few seconds later, we hear tires squeal in the courtyard. Then the sound of the engine fades into the distance. Did you get my letter? Yes, but in September, as you can see. I had already accepted the inheritance. Why did you warn me? But I don't understand. Why did you want to warn me? Are you kidding? I arrived here to find your vase in the courtyard and you're asking me why I warned you? I came back as fast as I possibly could, but it seems it was already too late. What were you doing in Asia? When you got your scholarship and your life was on track, I didn't have to worry about your future any longer, so I decided to go back to school. I'd have enough of going from one crappy family. I'd had enough of going from one crappy job to another, so I took a correspondence course on internal trade. 3 years ago, I was hired by an investment bank. They offered me a promotion, but I had to move to Hong Kong. Since you cut your ties with me, I thought you were safe, at least safe from these family issues, so I agreed to go. How could I have known your grandmother would pull this trick on me? Even from her grave, she's still a nuisance. I sent you the letter as soon as I heard your grandmother was dead. The family notary contacted me about it out of courtesy. I wanted to take a leave of absence, but I was working on a big deal, and my bosses insisted that I stay until we signed. Obviously, it took a lot longer than I would have liked. Something doesn't add up. You were the direct heir, so you should have been the one to succeed, shouldn't you? Your grandmother made me sign the papers stipulating that I renounced the inheritance when I left the village. I thought it would protect you too, but I'm not a lawyer, and knowing your grandmother, she must have found a way to bend the law to her liking. Knowing her, she would have guessed it would have happened that way. You'll have to explain. Grandmother seems to have planned everything to make sure I got the house, but you're telling me I should have refused the inheritance? I know the village is a nest of vipers with the monitors and the deleterious reputation, but don't you think I have the right to know my origins? I don't think you grasp the gravity of the situation. Until now, Yves didn't know you existed. Now he knows who you are, and that changes everything. Tell me then, why did you cut me off from the rest of my family? Why did you put so much effort into keeping me in the dark? Fine. Listen to me carefully and be honest with me, can you? I nod in agreement. Have you been having strange dreams? Yes, I have. Almost premonitory dreams. I don't think that's why I wanted up. Yes, I've been having a recurring dream about Phoenix and a kind of creature. I knew it. But you cut me off before I can continue. Have there been strange accidents since you arrived here? Only one so far, and I think I'll cost that. I'm gonna go with this one. Oh no, not you too. Then I suppose that's a yes? And I imagine it happened to be someone who wronged you, right? He had a car accident. I'm not responsible, god damn it. He waves her hand at me, impatient at my excuses. Another thing. Have you found the entrance to the tower? Not yet. No, I haven't. And no one was able to tell me where it was. Good. What do you think is inside? I can't even make a guess. I'd rather see for myself. I have some theories, but I'd rather see for myself. Yes. I was forgetting your scientific mind. You need for proof. I only trust what I see. And certainly, that's your best defense against what's happening in the village. I hadn't noticed notice her entrance, but Mrs. Petite is there with some coffee for us. Your birthday? Yes, madam. Tell Gerard to come to the basement. Very well, madam. Would that be all? No, tell him to bring a pickaxe, please. Finally getting answers. I follow Mom to the basement. We go through the wine cellar, then we take a corridor. We go through one small room, then another filled with stacked up old furniture. Depicting a hunt almost entirely covers the wall in front of us. I don't remember finding this room during my expeditions to search for the tower entrance. Do you feel it? I move closer to the wall. Feeling for a draft or a small change of temperature that would reveal the location of a door. No, I'm sorry. What am I supposed to feel? Relief sweeps across my mother's face. Her features relaxing instantly. I'm about to speak again when we hear a noise behind us. I see a log. I feel like I just get something. Oh no, okay. Ah, here comes Miss Gerard. Gerard, can you take down the tape street, please? Mr. Pertina complies in a hurry to help him. Let Gerard do it, Daphne. Daphne, you'll get dirty. Mom, you're pushing it. Mr. Pertina is not your slave. Yes, you're right. I've hardly arrived here and I'm back to my old ways. Not left everything behind so that you wouldn't be raised with those horrendous values. Excuse me, Gerard. I'll be more considerate. You know, my Gilberti and I are happy to lend a hand, and we're not doing it for you, but for your daughter. Just don't forget we're retired. We're not as strong as we were. We moved the tape street to the other side of the room. Mom and I on one side, Mr. Patino on the other. Could you break the wall here, Gerard? She points to a spot in the middle of the wall. There are some planks behind the plaster. It shouldn't give you much resistance. A few minutes later, the planks that hid the entrance to the tower have been torn away, revealing a wooden door. Wow, I would never have guessed the door was here. Mom opens the drawer of a nearby cupboard and takes out a large ornate key. Do you want to see what's inside, Gerard? Oh no, madam. I'll have plenty of time to look later. You must have a lot to discuss with your daughter. I'll head back to the lodge if you don't need a man along. Of course. Thank you, Gerard. Mr. Petunia gives us a nod. Oh, and Gerard? Yes. Thank you for taking care of Daphne in my absence. We enter the tower and after climbing a flight of wooden stairs, we come to a large room plunged in shadow. Mom takes a candelabra? Okay. Mom takes a candelabra from a table and lights the candles with the matches that have been left next to it. Then she proceeds to light the other candles around the room until a soft light gradually illuminates the large circular space. The floor is made of a huge granite stone carved with interlacing geometric shapes. The Celtic origins are obvious in the patterns used and the way the ornamentation has been done, but they are very well preserved, in contrast to most ancient ruins exposed to centuries of bad weather. The walls are covered with shelves loaded with documents, booked with leather covers, and scrolls scrolled upon themselves. We are silent for a while, then Mom says, "This is your inheritance, Daphne." Why are all these books? This is the memory of the village. The most ancient ones were written by our ancestors 1,000 years ago. The tower was built on the site of the old place of worship because there seems to be some kind of magnetic field that helped preserve them. It's a bit far-fetched, but yes, I guess the local perturbation in the magnetic field of the planet could explain it. I suppose if I brought a compass in there, the needle would spin erratically, wouldn't it? Mom looks at me dubiously. What? I can be a scientist and still be open-minded. You're on the site of an ancient place of pilgrimage, a place where they performed the miracles. When the country was colonized and the inhabitants was forced to convert to the new religion, the region closed in upon itself. Our ancestors built the tower and began to compile all the oral knowledge of the old times. The Delators, the Order of the Priests, welcomed the representatives of other cults. They came from everywhere, escaping persecution and doing what they could to ensure that their knowledge wasn't lost. Sum it up, you're in one of the largest libraries of occult knowledge in the world. We return in silence to the living room. The atmosphere is oppressive. I can feel what just happened will have a huge impact on my future. Mom takes an armchair. I sit on the sofa. Do you understand why Yves must not at any price get into the tower? Because it would give them even more power in the village? Exactly. I'm relieved to see that you don't seem to have any predisposition. Exactly. I'm relieved to see that you don't have any predisposition for the miracles, but do you understand why our ancestors protected the library? I won't let them walk all over me. Yves has abused his position in the village for too long. I won't let him carry on. Even I don't know which one just lit up. I wish I could. I need to remember to look at that. Even if I don't believe in all this stuff about witchcraft, it's high time someone put him in his place. I completely agree. I'm sure I'll be hearing from Yves again, but now that he knows you're here, I expect he won't be as quiet as. But I'm sure I'll be hearing from Yves again, but now that he knows you're here, I expect he won't be quite as polite and deferential. In that case, we'll have to be on our guard. Exactly. But enough about all that. Tell me about your life and everything I've missed. Mom and I stay for a long while, chatting in the living room. Then I go to pick up some groceries in the market, and we prepare dinner together, both enjoying this renewed affinity. Please, please. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm really just trying to be your friend. A couple of days later, I'm gonna try my hardest here. This is me spending the most game I possibly could. I'm a little bit jet lagged, but I still got it. A couple of days later, I'm at the bakery getting some bread. Just as I've paid and I am leaving, I find myself face to face with Selena and her son. There's a moment of surprise, then just as I'm about to greet her, she lets loose a torrent of yelling. Oh, well done. I'm glad I bumped into you. I haven't had the chance to congratulate you on the classy way you welcomed my father. I let that man speak. My mother came. That nigga acted like something happened between them two, and then it's that. I tried to be nice. I even agreed to have coffee with you, despite the reputation of the Bellator's. And I didn't do that. The nigga just came on his own. 2 weeks later, you greet my father with a rifle. That wasn't me. You're lucky my son's here. Listen. Obviously, things are mixed up. You don't know the whole story about me. I don't know the whole story about you. Maybe I can apologize and we could, I'm sorry, but your father didn't. She say things in the worst of ways. It's GG's. Oh, sure, it's because of Sophie, right? Like mother, like daughter. I don't even know why I'm surprised. Look, Selena, I'm sorry Yves made you do all that work on the file, but I never asked him to make me any offers. You're right. I keep forgetting you're just a school teacher. It's not as if you knew the meaning of hard work. All right. Okay. She turns away. Her attitude hurts, especially the way her father has manipulated her. What a shame. After all the excitement soured Yves, life has returned to its normal course. Of course, I'm still concerned about what the Maltese might do next now that Mom is back at the castle. I had Frank on the phone, but he seemed to have other things on his mind. He told me he would be back and we had to talk. I don't know how to feel about that. With all these new developments, I completely forgotten about my impending my impending inspection at school. So when I find a man in a suit waiting for me in front of the classroom, the following week, I'm caught off guard. He introduces himself as Mr. Mueller, National Education Inspector. He tells me that he'll be following me all day, observing how I teach mathematics. He takes a seat at the back of the classroom and begins to take notes. I teach my class as usual. I see him make a face as I'm explaining, with clearly and verve, a slightly complex theorem. I decide to put his comments down to some shortcomings in basic geometry on his part, and I continue to teach it without letting it bother me. At the end of the day, Mueller greets me coldly, criticizing my method as being inappropriate for middle school students. Alright. Let's antagonize the witch, everybody. I defend myself vehemently against this so-called authority who remains deaf to my logic and arguments. When I get into my car to drive home, I'm fuming. As I drive into the yard, I see Frank's van is already there. I prepare myself for a difficult conversation about our future. As I get out of the car, I see him waiting for me in the doorway. Daphne. Hello, Frank. We need to talk. I follow him into the living room. I can see he's furious. I haven't seen him in this kind of cold rage for a long time. Not since the day I took my things and left him 6 months ago. Our relationship is at a turning point again, and I need to choose my next words carefully if I want to avoid a scene. Okay, we back on the clock. I ran into your mother. She told me I should do what I had to do, and that you shouldn't wait for dinner for her, I guess. Oh, okay. We're quiet for a while, carefully avoiding each other's faces. Finally, Frank breaks the silence. He takes a deep breath and spits out, I don't like this situation one bit. It can't go on any longer. What is he talking about? I know I probably forced your hand when I moved into the village without consulting you. Besides, you've been acting strange since I came here. This is probably so selfish of me, but hey. Nothing lit up. I'm scared. But I don't want to lose you. Oh, now you don't want to lose. What is he mad about? Like, what is he mad at me for? What did you think, Daphne? That I would just stay quietly at your feet, just waiting for you to throw me a bone? Yes. Yes. That's actually exactly what I thought that we had going on, you know. Sidekicks, best friends. Yes. If you wanted to give us a chance, you should have probably behaved differently. What did I do? I behaved badly. I got a drink poured on me at a party that I brought you to protect me. And you didn't do jack diddly nothing. Why am I apologizing? What did I do to ever hurt you? I told you we was like this, not like this, not like this. We was like this, and you're mad at me for behaving bad. I've done nothing wrong. You are the issue. I haven't done a thing wrong. Is that what I think? Yeah, that's exactly what I think, and yet the juicy details spring to my mind without the least effort. The juicy details spring from my mind without the least effort. To think you made me go To think you made me go to that cocktail just to send me back to the castle so that I would be out to wait for you to start. What? I know about your kiss. The whole village is talking about it. As you might have guessed. That's what I brought you for, to prevent things like that. You are the one that let that happen. What is you going on about? Exactly, you was there, you could have stopped them. But you saw what was happening, you could have stopped them. You're gonna blame me. I'm blaming you, yes. I brought you for that reason. From what I heard in the village, you were flirting with him long before the call. Don't tell me you believe in that nonsense. It doesn't matter if I believe in it or not, but the Daphne I used to know what I've never had. It doesn't matter if I believe in it or not, but the Daphne I used to know would never have frightened anyone with the threat of a curse. I guess it's all gone to your head. The inheritance, the castle. I'm sure that deep down inside, you're letting people believe you're a witch. Not a witch. You've changed, even the way you look. I don't recognize you anymore. The way you dress, the side part in your hair. It's not you, Daphne. There's an awkward silence. Maybe you just don't know me then. Alright? I have tears in my eyes. Frank seems to be deep in thought, as if weighing up the pros and cons. When my unease becomes unbearable, I finally speak, telling him, Frank probably would never show up again if I tell him leave. And if I tell him stay, I'm not gonna be a single mother. Well, I'm not gonna be a widow. Round of applause, everybody. Character development is real. Frank, why don't you stay? Sorry. Please don't leave me. I've been stupid. I don't know what I was doing. Will you forgive me? He hesitates for a while, and then the hammer falls. Character development, huh? I never thought too hard about it, but it really takes a lot more effort than just suddenly turning a 360 in your character. I said 360, a 180 in your character. No, I'm sorry. We're done. You and I. He stands up and looks down on me with contempt. Goodbye, Daphne. I wish you joy of it all. Your castle, your mountains, your witchcraft stories. And he leaves the room. When I hear the engine of the fan disappear into the distance, I'm struck by the conviction that I would never see him again. I stay alone in the living room, dumbstruck, for a long time after Frank has left. Then, without warning, I burst into tears. How can I be so cruel? I've forgotten how much he could hurt me. I think he even called me a witch. Me. For God's sake, I've got a PhD in mathematics. When the tears finally stops, I pour myself a glass of white wine from the fridge and decide that I deserve a cigarette to calm my nerves. As I walk across the house, I realize my mother has made herself scarce. I don't know whether I should be grateful or should blame her for avoiding the situation. I go to my bedroom to get my cigarettes, light one up, and let myself slump at the foot of the bed. Facing the mirror, the image reflected is a pale, haggard young woman. Her makeup smeared down her face. Then I realize my hair is a mess. Suddenly, I decide that I haven't. No. Suddenly, I decide that. No. Suddenly, I decide I've had enough of this halo of long hair that's always falling in my eyes. The prophecy is coming true. That looked like such a lonely prophecy. I don't want to be there. Without hesitation, I grab a pair of scissors, throw it in the sewing box next to the bed. Oh. This is not what I want to happen. This is really what I wanted not to happen. I gather the strings at the back of my head and hack away until I'm left with a burned ponytail in my hand. I feel a little better seeing my face framed with the uneven bob in the mirror. Almost liberated. I decide the evening has been emotional enough. I undress and climb under the covers in my underwear, abandoning a mess of clothes and snip my hair where they have fallen, at the foot of my bed. When I wake up the next morning, it takes a while for everything to come back to me. But when I touch my hair and discover the strands are way shorter than they should be, it all comes back to me. Then the inspector, Frank's departure. I eat a hasty breakfast, shower, then it's time to get dressed. On one hand, I'm not liking the direction we're going. On the other hand, I do look cleaned up. I've had more than enough hearing myself called a witch, so I decided to stop wearing, for now, any item that might cast doubt about my views on the matter. Instead of putting on my usual clothes, I choose a pair of skinny black leggings and a nice top that I team up with a long gold necklace. Inspecting my reflection in the mirror, I'm quite satisfied with my choices, but I can't deny the evidence. My hairdressing skills leave a lot to be desired. A phone call later to make sure they can fit me in. I'm sitting in front of a mirror at the Village Hair Salon. The hairstylist has handed me a magazine with a profusion of hairstyles to choose from, not hesitating to tell me that I make a big mess when I show her what I've done. I'm leafing through it frantically, searching for the cut that will answer my need for change when she decides to put me out of my misery. Found anything you like? I'm not sure. What would you recommend? I assume you're wearing a brand new look, are you? I don't know what's like, Chuck. She opens the magazine at a page showing the picture of a young woman who's wearing some sort of very blonde and very edgy short bob. The complete opposite of my old style. You're lucky you've got the perfect you're lucky you got the perfect bone structure for this kind of geometric hairstyle. What do you think? Moved by a sudden impulse, I hear myself answering. That looks just perfect. Color too? This time I hesitate a second before asking myself what's the problem. Sure, make me blonde while you're at it. No! We chat as she snips my hair. I'm surprised I'm not panicking since seeing the mass of hair that's piling up on the salon floor. Where did I go wrong? What's going on? This is exactly the future I was not trying to hit. I said it in the last episode. Going from bad to worse. Then she bleaches what's left, and with the help of some large quantities of products and some sophisticated blow drying techniques, I see the new Daphene emerge. I take a minute to contemplate my reflection before leaving the chair. I'm pleased to see that the distinctly richly attributes have been completely erased. On the contrary, the mirror shows me a confident woman, spirited and sure of herself. This new haircut will probably be harder to maintain than my old long hair, but I guess that's the price I'm ready to pay. Smiling, I pay and jump into my car to go perform my duties. Damn, we having a party here. The holiday season arrived fast. I spent it at home with Mom and the Martinez. Yves hasn't shown up, not since he came to present his offer to me, but Mom got in the way of his plans. I've decided not to worry about it for the time being. I need to get my head around everything I've learned. I definitely look like I aged at least 20 years. Oh no. I feel imponent in the face of this threat, but I know my best weapon against the local dogmatism. But I know this is my best weapon against the local dogmatism is my skeptical, scientific mind. I've used the school break to prepare my classes in advance, and I'm immersed in the program of the next trimester. It helps take my mind off things, preparing basic geometry exercises, and helps clear my head. I still have the strange dreams, but they're different now. I'm still in the forest, but there's no more pool, no more sphinx. I've given up trying to make sense out of it. Each time the dream ends with my encounter with the strange beast. We watch each other. I feel like it's trying to tell me something, but it can't speak, as if it wanted something from me. Then it hurls itself at me, and I wake up with a joke. Chapter 6. Alright. So, in this chapter, well, in the last chapter, 5, everything went wrong. Everything went wrong. There's no need to do a recap of it. Frank left me. Selena really just doesn't want to talk to me anymore. My mother, I don't know what she's doing. And I got a new haircut. I'm looking like I'm aging like 20 years, but I'm really like 22. I look like I'm 48. Things just went horrible. We're just gonna continue as is. January. Then classes started again. I grudgingly go back to school. On one hand, the mathematics help me feel grounded in the face of the uncanny atmosphere of the village. It also helps keeps Yves off my mind. But on the other hand, I don't feel I'm at 100% of my capability. On the other hand, I don't feel like I'm at 100% of my capacities with this job, which consists mainly of drumming the simplest of theorems into the children who often struggle to following my reason. When Mr. Mueller, the inspector, arrives on Friday afternoon and takes me aside to have a chat, I'm a bit worried. All the more since my contract is about to end. I'm quite surprised when, instead of giving me a dressing down, he congratulates me for having gotten my act together. I'm quite surprised when instead of giving me a dressing down, he congratulates me for having gotten my act together brilliantly and tells me he perceives unexplored potential in me. After seeing my brilliant university degree, apparently the fact that I'm completely overtrained for the job came as a revelation to him. He offered me a promotion. It seems the local education authority has been concerned about whether Mr. Chestnut inertia and lack of leadership for over several years. And they asked if I would be interested in taking over the direction of the school. Of course, I have to undergo some training and bide my time with my students until then. So when I'm asked to the principal's office a few days later, I have some ideas subject and So when I'm asked to the principal's office a few days later, I have some ideas of the subject of discussion. The room is shadowed and gloomy. I can make out the shape of the principal slumped behind his desk. He watches me enter with a mournful look. You do not look too good, big bro. Hello, Miss Delator. Take a seat, please. Mr. Chestnut. As I sit down, he rummages around in the drawer and finds a bottle of spirit and 2 glasses. Bro, what's going on with you? Can I pour you a small? Why not? I drink. Sure. He pours out a top for me and a large slug for himself. Drinks it in one gulp and serves himself another. Hey, you good, big bro? I suppose you've seen Mr. Mueller? Well, yes. Don't play the innocent. I know what's going on. I have my sources at the local education office. 30 years in the job. 30 years of loyal duty. But I could see it coming, you know? I could smell something fishy going on. Think you can teach your grandmother to suck eggs? Mr. Chestnut, get a hold of yourself. I'll get a hold of what I want. For 30 years, I've got my nose clean, bowing and scraping. All for what? He stares into emptiness as if he lost a train of thought. Oh yes. He pours himself another drink. What was I saying? You were at 30 years of bowing and scrapping, I believe? Well, yes. Soon you'll be in my shoes. Then you'll understand the burdens of administration. I should have seen it all coming. All those stories with the Delapures and the Metasquares. Not quite, but... And now, with Sophie back in the village. We used to be friends, you know, Sophie and I. Well, I mean Mr. Stellator when we was young. We sailed on wild oats together. What? Why you ask that like a question? Really? Well, sure, but that was before she became infatuated with Yves. I know that went in badly. I could see it coming. Sorry? Yves and my mother? Oh, you didn't know? He looks through the window, damp-eyed. Twice I've been had by your damn family. You know, I used to be a teacher too. Physical education. Well, we used to call it gym back then. I hope you'll think of me when you're behind this desk. What happened between Yves and my mother? My career, my life's work is about to be taken from me. And that's all you have to say? Hey, bro. It's not my problem that that's happening with you. I'm still considering my options as well. Can you just talk to me, bro? He bursts into tears. I don't know what to do. Get out of my office. Yes, sir. But I demand that you leave. Leave me alone. Hey, have fun, bro. He's sorry, sight, the poor man. I leave the room in silence. I don't have the heart to kick a man when he's down. The day stretches out before me. All I want is to get home. Mom and I need to have a little chat. When I get home, Mom's preparing the dinner in the kitchen. She looks up as that's me. She looks up as I come in and she must realize that I've got something on my mind. Daphne, is everything alright? You've got a face that's like a wet weekend. Whatever that means. We need to have a talk, Mom. I talked to Jane Chestnut today. Oh, is something wrong at work? Let's just say he heard about my promotion and he didn't take it very well. Oh? But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Chestnut was half drunk and he let something slip. Something about you and Yves before you left. Before you left. Would you care to explain? There's an awkward silence. Mom dries her hands on the towel and takes a deep breath. I knew this business would surface sooner or later. And it didn't occur to you that, I don't know, I might want to hear it from you? Rather than from Jane Chestnut, of all people? I'm sorry, Daphne. When I arrived at the castle, there was so much to tell you. I figured it could wait. That there was no injury. That there was no hurry. And weeks went by, and then the holidays, and then you went back to work. I couldn't find the right moment. Well, I swear, this time, I'll tell you everything. Let's start at the beginning. Were you romantically involved with Yves? Yes, we had a fling. It ended more than a year before you was born. It didn't last very long. He was different back then. You must realize that he wasn't the man He wasn't the man he's become. We both wanted to free him from the prison of our families. Your grandmother, Adelaide, had a hard time accepting it at first, but she realized quickly that the alliance could put an end to the old curl. But to the Monsters, it was scandalous. Monsters' heir getting mixed up with the Delator. They put all their effort and ingenuity into breaking this up, and they succeeded. Yves broke my heart, and all our plans went down the drain. What happened next? It took me a few months to get myself together. I did some things I'm not proud of during that time. I wanted to hurt Yves as much as I wanted to get a reaction from him, make him see it was stupid. I know that now, but we were only 18. Then I got pregnant. And she didn't know who it was, so I could be a child of like 10 different men. 10 different men. So, who's my father? Do you even know? No. I've never been sure, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Not to me, nor to your grandmother. It was the tradition. Woman that's always been at the head. Yeah, a woman that's always been at the head of the House of Delator. Some of our ancestors took partners, as your grandmother did, but most remained single and had several lovers during their lives. The fact that there was no father was somehow the way things were meant to be. Okay. The only thing that I'm sure of is that it wasn't Yves. And then, was it your pregnancy that made you leave the village? In a way. Mom hesitates to talk. I get the feeling I'm getting to the heart of the problem. Mom, I have to know. I feel like there's something huge that you're not telling me about my birth. It can't go on any longer. Do you understand? He looks at me, distraught. I realize we're dredging something up. Something she's tried to forget to bury for all these years. It wasn't the pregnancy that made me leave. It was the death of the baby. A shiver runs down my spine. I've taken back to what I went through myself only a year ago. You mean, did you lose a child before you had me? I don't understand. I was expecting twins. It was your sister that I lost, Daphne. And it's Yves's fault. My head's spinning. I tell her I need to go to the bathroom, but in truth, I need a moment alone in the living room. I need a cigarette. A twin sister? How could she hide it from me for all those years? And the fact that she lost her, it changes everything. When I return to the kitchen, Mom is at the window smoking a cigarette herself. How could you have hidden losing your baby, my sister, for all these years? She looks at me, her face sorrowful. What would have changed? Besides, how can you blame me for keeping it quiet when you went through the same thing yourself? Oh, don't look at me like that. I talked to Frank before you left. He told me you lost the baby. It's our curse. For over a century since the Monster has offered our children a sacrifice. I know he didn't do it, but that's impossible. You can't cause miscarriages with what? Magic rituals? It's the only explanation. Each generation of Monsters offers the firstborn of the Delators. That's how they took the power in the village and how they keep it. Generation after generation, they've weakened the line. Your grandmother was sure that because you survived and were in fact the firstborn, you'd be the one to break the cycle. That's why I left. I didn't want her to have any say in your upbringing. Her expectations of you would have been unendurable. And anyway, she was wrong. As she said, you don't have any particular magical abilities after all. Anyway, life goes on. I know what you went through. Must have been hard, but if I could get through it, I'm sure you can too. You know what? I'm going through another character development. Everything about witches, everything about me being a witch, all that. I'm accepting it. From this chapter onwards, we gonna see where we end up. We look at each other. That's what Mom understands. She finally understands the truth that I can't utter out loud, not without breaking down. There won't be any other children. I open my mouth, but no words come out. Don't say anything, Daphne. I understand. We're both silent. What else is there to say? If this is all true, it means that Vez is responsible for the death of my sister. Perhaps for the death of my child. Maybe even for... I don't know what to think. I think about Mrs. Q, and I'm engulfed by doubt. I know I've been too passive. I know I have to act. That's it. This time I'm furious. Between my mother's hiding things from me and the militaries who spend their time doing what anyway? Spreading lies? Or could there be any truth behind all this? I don't know what to think anymore. I could confront Yves immediately. I've waited long enough. If he's able to destroy a life with a snap of a finger... If he's able to destroy your life with the snap of his fingers like that, someone has to stop him. But perhaps charging Ryan isn't such a good idea. I think of Selena. I know she and Yves are close, at least at work. She must have some information. I know we've had a falling out, but I hope I'll be able to persuade her to help me. What should I do? I know I said we was gonna have a character development arc here. Everything being a witch, being mean, bad, big, bad, all that. I know I said that, and yes, I should go talk to Yves, but I need a friend. And I think Selena she can be persuaded. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop. Not right now, not ever. If the last option in this game was to get back at Yves or befriend Selena, I'm going with Selena. I go to the town hall first thing the next day. The receptionist gives me directions and I embark on a complicated treasure hunt. I finally enter a large office where I find an agitated Selena phone in hand. There's a box in the corner of the room, half full of files and a photo of Pierre, which looked to have been thrown in quickly. Selena seems lost in thought, indecisive. I speak to her several times before she realizes I'm there. She stares at me, surprised. Daphne? I've been trying to call you for the last 10 minutes. Seems lost, but what are you doing here? Well, actually, I wanted to talk to you about your father. Look, I know we've had a misunderstanding. I'm sorry if I hurt you, but I really, really need your help. No, it's all my fault. I've been living in a lie for all these years, and I wasn't ready to accept the truth. All this time, I've been living in my father's shadow ever since my husband died. Oh, I'm not blind. I know what they all say in the village. Daddy always told me to let them talk. That was good for business, all those local superstitions. That I shouldn't worry about any of it. I'm not going to say I understand, because I don't. You were lying to yourself. I tried to tell you. I didn't do a good job of it, but I tried. It must be so obvious from the outside. We're getting somewhere. She gives me a rare Dio? She gives me a real smile. You know all these stories are unbelievable, right? What's happened to make you suddenly believe in all that stuff? Yesterday, I had dinner with my parents. My father excused himself before dessert, saying he had an urgent file to work on. I offered to help him, of course, but he refused. So I stayed in the kitchen to chat with Mom. Pierre went to play in the living room. About 10 minutes later, he burst into the kitchen. He was in tears. He wouldn't calm down, and I didn't understand why I had put him in such a state. He was pointing at the basement door. When I wanted to go check, Mom tried to stop me, but of course, I went anyway. If my son... Her voice breaks. I can feel her holding the feelings tightly in check. So, I went down to the basement. I heard my father's voice. He was speaking to someone. When I entered the room, I thought I saw, I don't know, a shadow? A few seconds later, the shadow had vanished, and I realized Dad had a large knife in his hand. There was candles all over the floor, and strange drawings. I ran upstairs, took Pierre in my arms, and left without looking back. I haven't slept all night. This morning, I dropped Pierre off at school, and then I picked up the phone to try and call you. Because last night, I heard my father whisper Sophie Delator several times as I was going down the stairs. There's a long moment of quiet. Celine looks distraught. It's probably nothing, but I'd be more comfortable if you wanted your mother, Daphne. I'm scared something might happen to you. If you warned your mother. I'll call her right away. You're right. Can I use your phone? I tried Mom's cell phone answering machine. I tried the landline. I tried the landline at the castle. No answer. That's when I began to panic. I called the Patinas. Gerard's picked up, and I asked him to go to the castle, check if everything's okay. Selena is white as a sheet. Look, Selena, it's probably nothing, but I can't reach Mom. I'll go back to the castle. Yes, of course. Get going. What are you waiting for? Might as well tell her thanks. Selena, thank you so much. I know this can't have been easy. He smiles faintly. Don't thank me. I feel so stupid. I know I chose the path of least resistance after my husband died and I was lost. I had no work, we was about to move, and there was Pierre. I was an unemployed widow with a small child. When Daddy offered me a job, I took it, and I shut my eyes to all the weird stuff that happened in the village. He always had an explanation anyway, every single time. I couldn't bring myself to give credit to the superstitions. It would have meant that my own father was probably responsible for the accident that killed my husband. But that's over now. I can't persuade myself like that is all for the best any longer. I understand. Oh, and if you need anything, you know where to find me, okay? Thank you, Daphne. I might take you up on that. Yeah. I hug her, then run to my car. I see the smoke above the treetops before I even reach the lane to the castle. When I get to the courtyard, I find a shocked Mr. Patina surrounded by a team of firefighters. Oh, Miss Daphne, it's a good thing you called me so quickly. What's happened? I found your mother unconscious in her room. There was smoke everywhere. So if I just chose the other option, wouldn't my mother have died? If you hadn't warned me, I'd rather not think about it. Wow. The ambulance just left. The nurse says she'd been very lucky. Do you know how the fire started? Oh, miss, it's probably my fault. Your mother must have wanted to light a fire in her room. The chimneys haven't been swept for ages. It's not your fault, Miss Britannia. And if you haven't been there to save her, fireman comes over. Are you the new owner? Yes. Hello, madam. I'm Captain Rib. I'm not pronouncing it. Your mother was very lucky Gerard got to her so fast. It wasn't a very smart of him to run to the house like that. But it's probably thanks to him that she's alive. Well, otherwise, the fire's been... You got lucky here too. It was just a chimney fire. There's no structural damage, but you'll have to change some of the wallpaper. Thank you so much, Captain. Do you know where my mother's been sent? We may only be a small town, but we do still have a small emergency center. For the time being, anyway, you'll find her there. I spent the evening at the hospital. The doctors tell me that they're doing all they can, that Mom isn't out of the woods yet, and her chances are not good. I'm still in the waiting room, hoping she'll regain consciousness. Hoping the doctor will tell me when I can see her, and hoping they'll finally say that she'll be alright. Just to stop falling asleep. curled up in the chair and in the waiting room. A man in a white coat wakes me gently. Mom has woken up. She's weak, but she's alive. The doctors have decided to keep her under observation for a few days. I don't know what to think. If Selena haven't warned me, my mother would be dead, asphyxiated, asphyxiated for sure. I don't know. Do I believe that's just a coincidence? I go home in a state of shock. Thank God for me always trying to go for sling day. Thank God. Days pass me by in a daze. I've lost all notion of time. Is it Wednesday? Thursday? I don't know. Not anymore. Getting my mother back just to almost lose her again so suddenly. Is Yvette really responsible for her accident? Is all this nothing but some cosmic curse that will continue to persecute me? Since I lost the baby, the inheritance, moving house, I'm lost. I hear the doorbell. There's someone at the door. Is it Yvette come to torment me? Is it not Selena? I don't have the strength to get up. Even let's go to the answer to the door. I wait for someone to answer. I call out to Mr. Spatina, but there's no answer. Has she gone home? The doorbell rings again. I crawl off the sofa and go to the entry hall. I hesitate again for a second. Then I muster up my courage and open the door. Oh, brother. There's a middle-aged man waiting behind the door. If his overall look and his old tobacco scent didn't tell me enough about his political views, the red scarf leaves no doubts. I'm Tavern. Yes. I'm here in the name of the sawmill workers. Do you have a minute? Sawmill workers. Not really, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go to bed. Not really, sorry. Oh, don't worry, I won't take long. Then what was the point? I just wanted to give you this. He puts a big bouquet of flowers into my arms. When we heard about your mother, we all chipped in. We wanted to show our support. The monitors have been exploiting us for years, and we've had enough. I'm not sure what I could do for you. That's kind of you, but I'm not sure what it is I could do for you. What can you do for us? Are you joking? You don't realize it, but you've already done a lot. Just standing up to them, fighting back is fantastic. And you're a teacher? A civil servant, right? We're on the same side. Well... Anyway, I'm not here to talk politics, but if you do ever want to, I'm your man. I know the people from the village didn't give you a warm welcome when you arrived, and neither did I. With your castle and all, I figured you was on the same side of the oppressors. I realize I've misjudged you. So I just wanted to say you have friends at the sawmill. We've all had enough of the monitors and their schemes. That's nice, thank you. Well, that's it, I won't keep you any longer. The workers of the sawmill are behind you, and the wind of change is blowing the village too. We'll stand up and be counted, and the people will be free from the shackles of the tyrants. Sorry, I'm already getting a bit worked up, and it's not even a big night yet. Will you change the water of the flowers? It's important, you know. Oh, yes, of course. Okay, I'll get out of your hair now. Have a good day, comrade. He goes into his car. Yeah, he goes to his car, opens the door, then before getting behind the wheel, he turns to me and raises his left fist. Black power. Then he speeds away and disappears around the bend. I must admit, that was the last thing I was expecting. I just hope I won't wake up one morning and find a battalion of strikers barbecuing sausages around the oil drum fire in the courtyard. The rest of the week speeds by like lightning. I spend my days working at the school, then rushing over to the hospital to be by my mother's bedside. I know your vets won't stop now. Mr. B went to the ring to evaluate the damage. We was lucky. A fresh coat of paint, some new curtains, and he assured me it would be good as new. The couple were particularly distressed by the accident. Mr. B is even more impenetrable than usual. As for Mrs. B, she's been making herself scarce. I doubt she's been out of the lodge much these days. But what surprised me the most are the messages of support from the villagers. From the villagers. I didn't realize that on the heels of Daphene, so many people would reach out with their best wishes and their support. That's why when Mom finally gets out of the hospital, I'm only half surprised to see a small reception committee waiting for us in the courtyard. Mom and I look at each other. I can tell she's deeply moved by their attention. She's still too weak to stay outside in the cold, so I take her to the door. Then, once she's safely inside the room, I turn around to thank everyone for coming. The Fantastic Four who? Look at this. This is the new Fantastic Four. That's when I see a big sedan coming up the lane and the figure of That's when I see a big sedan coming up the lane and the figure of Yves getting out of the car and coming towards me. When he reaches me, he greets me with a sardonic little smile. Then turns to face the group. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Mr. Beast striding in Tourist Lodge. When I decided to check in on Mrs. Skeletor following her terrible accident, I didn't think I'd be interrupting a revolution. I know why you're here, and it's certainly not to check on my mother. Really, Daphne? You impunged my motive. To his audience, he adds. You know, usually the rebels start with their torches and pitchforks in the town square to storm the evil queen's lair, not the other way around. And let's face it, you all have very short memories. How many of you feed your families thanks to the sawmill? He points at a man in the crowd. You, Mr. Brundle, didn't I lend you some money when you wanted to open your cobbler shop? Turns to someone else. And you, okay, he's just being a douchebag. A murmur runs through the crowd. All of you, at one time or another, have turned to my family to ask for help. And now what? You stab me in the back? You disown me after everything I've done for you? You put your trust in a stranger? As Yves puts a dramatic hand to his head, a vision of profound disappointment, someone in the crowd cries out, but she's a Delator. A Delator? For over a century, the Delators have cloaked themselves in their so-called dignity, while we, the Maltesers, did everything to make the village prosper. What's left of their ancient glory? A decaying castle. What have you done for the village, Daphne? Well, I'm listening. What have you done? Yves glowers at me, and I know I need to choose my next words very carefully. Nah, I'm not gonna argue. I can't calm. Chill, calm down. You're too loud. Yeah, no, I'm playing the victim. Not the lid up here. You asked what I've done for the village. Ever since I arrived barely 6 months ago, you've done nothing but torment me. I never wanted any of this. You, though, you've tried to intimidate me time and time again. Your only goal is to chase me from my family home. Daphne, you exaggerate. All I wanted was for our families to work together. Work together? Are you kidding? Why not didn't yield immediately to your demands? You decided to use force to get what you wanted, as you always do? There's a murmur around us. For the first time, Yves seems ill at ease. You've put a spell on them. This isn't right. Says you, who's taken advantage of those beliefs for years. Go home, Yves. You're making a fool of yourself. You think you have power, but as soon as someone refuses to bow to your rules, your house of cards collapses all on its own. I warn you. I cut him before he can finish his sentence. You warn me of what? That you're responsible for the fire that put my mother in the hospital? Don't push me. You don't know what I'm capable of. I like both of these options. No, I don't. Tell me. it's a bit on the weaker side. You know what? But you don't scare me. It's like I'm an intimidating force of my own. Nah, I got my freedom fighters right here. You won't scare me. Stop your crying, Yves. It doesn't intimidate me. Oh. It's my turn to look down on him. You're nothing but a paper tiger. He stares at me in the mix of rage and impotence. I met his gaze, and we look each other in the eye for a long moment, until he looks away. You know the way out. You'll excuse me, but I have to tend to my mother. I turn away, about to push through the stunned crowd who have witnessed the scene. Suddenly, somebody in the crowd cries out a warning. I don't have the time to turn when I hear a gunshot. Yves collapsed at my feet. His hand, red with blood, clutches his right shoulder. Why did you shoot him? Why did you shoot him? A few yards away, Mrs. Pretender holds his hunting rifle. The barrel smokes, the delicate curls floating up towards the sky. Epilogue. All right. Everybody clap it up. That was chapter 5 and 6. I think I've really became my own person in this last chapter we just played. Not 5. I don't know what happened in 5. But in chapter 6, I've really stepped it up. I got Selena back. We like this. Me and Selena, we like this. I protected my mother. W. I don't know why Yves got shot. I don't know why Mr. B did that. But that's a W, I guess. My hair got cut. I'm rocking with the style. Let's just hope it doesn't mean a bad ending. I'm looking forward to the next episode, which is seeming like the last episode of On the Edge. I hope you do too. If you liked and enjoyed this video, then please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And yeah, I hope you all be here to witness the finale of On the Edge. When is this going to upload? You'll witness the finale of On the Edge on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, on Wednesday. Anyways, have fun and enjoy yourselves, and yeah, love y'all.